I was doing my research in France, and I decided to go to Lebanon for a 1-year study abroad. And then I discovered actually everything, because I was learning Arabic from the university, but I was like not knowing a lot of Arab culture and either Arab history. And when you go to Lebanon, you have history coming like in your face. So I got interested in understanding more. And I met actually Jocelyne Saab, and I started working with her. And working with her meant to me like keep going deeper in understanding the culture and the cinema. That was actually quite interesting to see. Nothing was written really on Arab women filmmaking. Like some things have been written, but we still have to write the general history of the Arab cinema anyway. It's still ongoing, and now we have more and more interests in this film form from the 70s, from even now, like even the festival. I'm very glad to see that there is this retrospective, but there are also films. I was doing my PhD partly in Cairo, partly in Beirut. So I was working with her in Beirut on the festival, and then on many projects. She was she was writing many projects, and I was helping her in the writings. So I was really her assistant in a way. So assistant for the work ongoing, but also researching what she did before. So I was in the perfect place for her also to transmit what she wanted to transmit. In Lebanon, no one knew her work very well. She was known as a person, but she was not known as a filmmaker. So when she passed away, people discovered actually the work she did, and this was a bit strange for me, for us, and also for her before. Like she was feeling a bit frustrated with that. She was very prolific first. Like she covered really a lot of different struggles in the region. Like she covered, before working as an independent, she covered the October War. She also covered the when Gaddafi like installed his power in Libya. She covered the war in Kurdistan, again like led by Saddam Hussein. And then she started like following the Palestinian resistance. She kept going on documenting the civil war in Lebanon, then went to the Sahara to cover the Polisario front, to Iran just after the revolution. So she actually offers like a huge panorama of what meaning like the struggles in the 70s, the struggle of the people, but also the failures of these struggles. So for that, it's a very wide documentation that she offers us for today. But I think that what makes her very important and very like special in the way of doing cinema is that she learned cinema through TV in France, so the French way of making TV, because she was not like, she never attended any cinema school. She was studying economics, and then she became a journalist for the French TV. So you have this kind of fake objectivity of like you will not interview only the people you want their voice to be heard, but also the others that makes actually the voice that you want to enhance like even more interesting, because you see that from like against what they are struggling. So this kind of objectivity we have in her films makes her like being quite far from the militant cinema of that time, which were like one-sided and just like only really empowering. Her favorite movie was Beirut, My City. And actually, when you know a bit of Lebanon changed a lot, but this film has like a wonderful text written by a dramaturgist called OWR16, Lebanese playwright, and it's so strong in the way of trying to show the resistance in the middle of the big failure that was the departure of the Palestinians. And for me also it's one of the most beautiful films she has made. But actually, when you watch, and that's why it's so nice to have a retrospective and not only the screening of the Beirut trilogy, you understand that her voice is going like through all these 10 years or more than 15 years of time she spent in Lebanon or in the region to cover what happened. And you see that she was researching a bit of her identity, you know, like okay, what am I doing here? How can I help? And when you watch everything, I think you have this feeling of sharing her emotion through her films that make you like, yeah, Letter from Beirut is also a very beautiful film, and the last one, Ship of Exile, is also a very beautiful film because it's a film where she follows Arafat leaving Lebanon, and she's speaking like from her own voice, and it was for French TV. So you see, like it was this way of trying to speak from her position, and so it's like she's speaking to you until now, you know. We are working on the restoration of the films since the last 4 years with a team in Lebanon, because the idea was not to recreate the colonial idea of keeping the archive, but to take the archive and to find a way to work with this archive in Lebanon in a place where people needed to know more about these images. So until now we restored 15 films, and the 15 first documentaries Jocelyne has made between 1974 and 1982, and all these 15 films will be edited in a DVD box that will be published in France, with translation into French, English, Arabic, and Spanish. So these at least will be accessible, and it's something that we really want to do since a long time. And I hope through this edition and through this restoration, we can access to like streaming platforms that can take not only those 15 films, but all the body of work of Jocelyne, in order to make it accessible, actually. And we are now finishing the restoration of the last 10 16mm films she has made. So soon we will have everything digitized and in a good quality. So yeah, now the idea is to find a way to keep like showing the films in festivals and having this platform that can welcome us and keep the film to be screened and to be shown online and curated elsewhere, and yeah. I think it's a life where a good life is a life where you feel that you're doing things that matters for you, and it's a form of engagement. It's also a spirit, I guess. Having a good life is accepting that nothing is perfect and making your way through everything that can be like a struggle, but the struggle is also something very positive in my sense.